Okay, you know the name of the joint. It's at West Green, and this is me, Steve. How dull I sound tonight. Well, let's turn around and see what I'm up to. Now, a word of advice. If you're going to build a logo kit, this is a nice bit of Shiraz. Hang on. If you're going to build a logo kit, mate, don't get too tasked when you're doing it. All sorts of strange things can happen. Anyway, so what am I up to? This is part 11, by the way. So, carrying on. My missus reckons I always carry on. She's having a laugh. So I'll put these on, and you'll notice how they slope down. They are handy. They're actually marked on the back left and right. You want to be careful because it's easy to miss it. It doesn't tell you they're handy, but they are. So otherwise you'd have the cylinders pointing up. That wouldn't be brilliant, would it? Anyway, so I pulled out a few bits and odds and sods. Cylinders, valve guides, and these little doohickey, which is a combination lever, goes through these. And because being O gauge, it's not always the case, but in a lot of cases it is, you can actually have the loco in gear, so the valve spindle. Don't you love me clock? Do you want to have a butcher's in it? Come on. I know you want to see it. I do. It's 8 o'clock at night. Here's a ruby. See? Lovely, isn't it, eh? Can't beat a good clock. So these are the valve guides, and these are the valve spindles. They fit in there, but what I've got to do first is drill a 1mm hole. You can see it, 1mm hole, because the combination lever goes in there, and then you put a 1mm piece of what do you call it through it? Wire. Yes, these fit on the back, along with that, and these doohickey, whatever they are, they fit in the back. All right. Don't get technical with me. I'm not a railway man. I'm just a boy building model trains. Expensive ones sometimes. Well, I'm back at my workbench. Been doing some work on that B1 on the cylinders and trying to get all that ready. In the meantime, I get to a point when I just cannot work because the bench is a mess. So I've been cleaning up. So not only do I clean up here, but I'm lucky that I haven't got a carpet. So the carpet monster doesn't take things. But one of the problems is sometimes you're working and something drops on the floor, and it makes a heck of a noise because it's timber. But then sometimes you can't find it, and then because you worry, is it just a piece of crap or something else? And I had solder and bits. Anyway, so I've just vacuumed it up with the old Dyson. But what I do after this is a good idea. You never know if you've dropped a bit. So what I do is I just emptied it out on the bench. So I can have a quick look, make sure I haven't got a part in there, which I haven't. But I guarantee it, I tell you what, you drop something on the floor in here, and you could have new Scotland Yard, which is now old Scotland Yard. But anyway, doing some forensic thing, trying to find vital evidence in some mega case, and I guarantee it, I can drop things in here, like a spring, and you would never find it. Never, ever. Even if you took the carpet out, bit by bit, they would never find it. I'm sure it vaporises into sort of outer space. Who knows? Anyway. That's enough from that. So I've now cleaned up the workbench. There's the chassis over there. That's with the cylinder mounting plates on it. Here's the cylinders. So I've been fitting the various fittings. There's the rear valve guides. Well, the expansion, the radius rod fits in there. Then there's these these fit in there, and there's a wire goes through, piece of wire, so they slide in and out when it moves. There's the coupling, connecting rods, slide bars, stuffing glands, whatever you want to call them, for the front. I've got to drill those out yet, but I'm getting there. So the next thing I need to do, this is the piston rod. It's 2mm brass, and they fit in that. I've just drilled one out, just cleaned it out with a 2mm drill. So basically, I've got to drill these out 2mm, and I've got to fit that in there. So I'm going to solder that in using my RSU. So what I'm going to do, put a bit of solder paste on the end. I'd already drilled the crosshead out slightly. Just take this, and that goes in like that. I'll rest this on a coupling rod at the end. Put that on there, hopefully, fizz bang wallop. Oh, it's not straight. I can even see now it's crooked. Things I do. There you go. I've just cleaned it off with a wire brush where the solder come out the end. So yeah, the RSU is good for these sort of things. I love it. Makes my life a lot easier. Anyway, just going to do another one now. So a bit more Moloko, this B1. I've just made it as an 040 at the moment. There's no binding. So, process of elimination. That's good. What I did do is, it's so annoying sometimes the things they do, like these brake hangers, you have to file them back. Well, I did, because you don't know they're sticking out too much until you put it on. Anyway, there's little lugs here, and they were hitting the back of the rods, and I thought, you know what, I'll just file these back, you know. So, and the other thing I've done, DJH use their own crank pins for the centre axle. These are M2 threads. They're lost wax. So I cleaned it up with an M2 nut. And then what I did was got a taper brooch. For those who don't know, that's a taper brooch, and you can enlarge holes with it. I didn't use this one, but I gradually opened up the hole ever so slightly, bit by bit, until the thread bit into it. Because it's plastic, it will cut its own thread, so I went gently in and out and in and out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put these on, see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed, eh? So, I haven't got the washers and the nuts on the outside, but but there's no binding there. Which means I have the basis for a very sweet running loco. And I know that any problems I've got are not in here. So the next thing I'm going to do, here's the motor. This is an ABC gearbox. It's a Maxim motor. Brilliant. So I'm going to motorise this, and what I've got to do, it will go there. Sorry, it will go like that. But I need to put a what do I call it? A piece of brass and a plate so the motor doesn't torque up and move. So I've got something to attach it to. So that's my next plan. Okay, who says I can't scratch build? That's just a bit of scrap hitch. Sorry, off a brass sheet from a B1. I folded that in double, the arm, and soldered it all up. And I soldered that on. And now, this is the theory. Oh, it's going to go down in there. See how we go. The old B1 chassis. If I leave it like this, it'll be a B12, won't it? Just kidding. I had to file back the grub screws, touching one of the gears, so I had to pull it out, file just a bit off to make it sit down further. It's making a clicking sound. Anyway, pretty pleased with that. Well, I've done a lot today, and I finally got the wheels on and the motor, and I just put it on the chassis. Sorry, I put the body on because to add a bit of weight. Look at this. That's breakneck speed, look at this. That's about 500 miles an hour. So I think I'll conclude. Do you like that? I'll conclude this. What do you think about it, Manny? Oh, bloody hell, my friend. I am telling you, it's not good. Because in India, where I come from, we have broad gauge. It's better than standard gauge. No, it's not. Manny, you're a complete pillock. Oh, what is a pillock? I am not a pillock. At least I think I'm not a pillock. Nah. Oh, Manny is a good man, my mate Manny. So it's just like, I think I've just got to have an alter ego like Peter Sellers. He said, I am a great man. And you can't argue with facts like that. So there you go. I'm pretty pleased with that. There's that ruddy clock again. Got the basis of a good loco there.